welcome back to another cuppa with Chris. I'm in the kids' bathroom this morning and the wife's having a bit of a sleep. She had a bit of a rough night with a sore back and woke up with a bit of migraine this morning about 5 o'clock, so she's having a little bit of an extra snooze on this Saturday, which is more than well deserved at the moment because she's carrying the household as my work is just struggling away. So I'm going to use, having watched Man Shave, I don't know whether you watch Man Shave. He's an older gentleman that shaves and it sort of gives it a bit more of a relaxed, rustic sort of look in my opinion. Similar to, I'm trying to think who would sort of reminds me a bit of Brown Man Shaves, just that really relaxed approach to it, and it just sort of chills me out watching those sort of shaves. Suffolk Shave is the same, just chills me out when I watch his shave, so it's that sort of not in your face sort of Paul H or Kevy shaves where it's really fast paced. But I'm going to use Wickham 1912 Scottish Heather, and the scent on this for me really does take me back to Scotland, back to the Highlands. It's got a sort of peppery note to it, it's clean, it's fresh, and it's just got this sort of sweet, earthy, floral scent to it, but it's not strong. It's about a 4 or 5 in terms of scent strength, but it's just a beautiful scent. This comes in, I'm just trying to think if it's actually marked on this, it's 140 grams, which I think is 4.8 ounces. It's not the cheapest of soaps, it works out around about 20, I think it's £20 per tub, I think. So £20 UK is quite an expensive tub of soap. So to have them shipped over here as well, it doesn't help. I think it might be cheaper than that, but I'm pretty sure that's roughly the price. Now, if you want to get this in the States, you can get them at Pasteur's only at the moment. If you want to get it in the States, if you can get to New York, or you can get someone that can go there for you, purchase it and send it to you. This actual scent they don't have, unfortunately, in the States at the moment. They've got Club Cola, Classic 24, God, my memory's terrible, Magnum and Cashmere. So you get those 4 scents with the balms, and the balms are incredible. They're probably the best balm I've ever used, easily. They're really, really superb balms, and the soaps are incredible as well. As you know, if you watch my channel, you know they're great soaps. You probably noticed as well, camera view has changed, so I'm probably going to switch it up between both bathrooms every now and then, just to give it a different perspective, a different sound. It's quite echoey in here, and just give it a bit of a different feel. Sometimes it's nice to see a different background and things. So anyway, let's get stuck in. Here is my brush. This brush will be getting exclusive face use, at least, not head use, but face use, exclusive face use for the next little while. Anyway, I've had this soaking a little cup of warm water now for probably about 5-10 minutes, and this is, I'll just take it out, so you'll see the amount of water that this holds as I squeeze it. That's incredible. Now, I've squeezed that out, I've got a lot of comments, a lot of requests. So this is the Morrison Fondren handmade blonde badger. It's a 3-band blonde badger, which is relatively more uncommon than the 2-band blonde badger. And this is a Lee Sabini knot with a Lee Sabini turned handle before he partnered up with Brad Sears over in the States. It's a beautiful colour, it really is. It doesn't do any justice at all on this camera, it's absolutely lovely. And the knot itself is a 28mm. I'm not sure what the loft is, I haven't measured it, but it is quite short lofted. But I tell you what, if you look at the photograph for this video, at the start of the video, the bloom on this when it dries is enormous. It's almost twice the width of every knot that I've got in the den. So I've squeezed it, I'm also going to flick it. 3 flicks, and you can see now the knot's whipped away over to the side. Now you'll probably see on the top there, where all the tips have all sort of joined together. It really is a superb knot, I've been really impressed with it. I just hope I haven't damaged it much, because I think I pushed far too hard when I was doing my face lathers and head lathers with it. I've been told now, light touch, similar to a razor. Load it reasonably heavy and don't add too much water in the beginning, and see how we go. Some people have recommended that I bloom the soap as well. That's something I never do, I just don't bloom soaps. If you can't get a great lather out of soap that's unbloomed, I'm not interested. And that goes for the same for a brush that can't do it either. So here we go, straight onto the soap with this pretty much bone dry brush. I'm going to go for a much lighter touch today. I'm just going to open this window all the way, try and remove some of the echo at least. So as you can see, there's nothing, all it's doing is putting a paste on top of the tips as far as I can feel. It doesn't feel like it's definitely not exploding with lather, as you can see. And I've lost another hair there. I can't remember if Greg actually said, I got this brush from Greg Shavy on Facebook, whether he said it lost many hairs, but I'm getting quite a few. And I hope it's just not that I've crushed it onto my face and actually damaged the bottom of the knot. I really hope not. I'm just going to lightly dip the tips and then go back in and just have a very, very light touch in the water. Oh, the scent on this is great. It's about a 4.5, 5 out of the tub. But in terms of actual scent itself, it's just gorgeous. Really, really nice stuff. And I find that with, I'm just going to load this just a little bit longer today. Now this is one thing that I don't like about natural hair brushes. You need to really load them up, especially a knot this size, in order to get enough soap in it. Now this has obviously been used by Greg, it's been broken in, and it feels incredible on the face. Right, I'm just going to go with that and see how it feels. I don't know whether that's enough soap in it, I've got no idea, but that's really thick and pasty. Oh yes, it's a beautiful peppery sort of scent. I don't know whether just to use, no, I'm going to go, it's freaking freezing this morning. I've got the window open, it's cold air coming in, so as much as I've not prepped my face at all, I'm just going to use warm water today. The breeze coming in this window's absolutely Baltic. So cold water isn't really going to be very, very enjoyable. I think I've got a blockage in this drain, it takes forever to, well, it's bubbling now, bubble, bubble, bubble. Right, let's get the hot water going. So I actually went out and worked with my brother-in-law yesterday, did some electrical work. I love electrical work. I started an apprenticeship last year and I got 6 months in with my brother-in-law and it just never worked out with him. But I still work with him on the side and I really enjoy it. It's a really enjoyable trade for me. It might be something I do eventually, I'm still relatively young. I've still certainly got my life before in front of me, that's for sure. Right. Now, I've got 2 days growth. Here we go, I'm just going to paint this on first, and I'm going to dip the tips, and I'm just going to use a light touch. This video is going to be very long. I don't really care. It's just going to take as long as it takes to figure this bloody knot out, figure this brush out. So, now the lighting in this room isn't the best, I don't think, but it seems pretty good. The camera's doing a good job actually. The exposure's brightening up a bit. It's very cloudy and overcast today outside. Right, so that is just pure paste. So let's just dip the tips lightly. Now, I've only just really found out through Steve and the Suffolk Shaver that all the soap that's actually was coming out the bottom of the knot here is called flow through. Now, I was saying all these brushes had good flow through because it was releasing the lather on my face. Excuse me, that's obviously not what it is. It makes a little bit more, there's more hairs coming out. Another 2. Let's just dip the tips again. Yeah, so the flow through now in my head is basically how a brush allows the lather inside the base of the knot or deeper in the knot to come out the sides of the knot. My teeth look really yellow, I must be drinking too much coffee. So I'm using a much lighter touch so you can see how much the splay's going this time. I'm using a more swirling motion even though they don't recommend that. It just feels natural with an actual hair brush to sort of just spin it a little bit. Right, let's do the tips again, just lightly. Oh, that was a bit more than lightly. It needs it though, it's really pasty and dry. The face feel on this brush is superb. It really is nice. It feels as soft on my face as really, if I'm honest, as any of the synthetics when I push down hard to get the scrub going. This feels just as nice as any of those. Now, I don't know whether you guys can see, compared to previous, see there's not much near the base. There is on that side, but that's because I've pretty much wiped it all over there. It's staying near the top of the brush, so I'm just going to do that again. Jesus. Now that took a lot longer to get the lather. I can't really argue with that, that's pretty nice. I can feel there's a lot of water content in the lather, but it's still thick. I don't feel like I've beat the shit out of the brush to get it. Jesus. Well, as you can see, that lather is pretty damn good. Still loads in the brush, obviously. Set that to the side. And as you probably noticed from the photograph, I've stuck with this just due to comments. I'm just going to see how far this blade goes. It might get uncomfortable, I don't know. If it does, I have my fat boy waiting in the sidelines. So let's just see how she goes. This is shave. So there's 10 on that side and there's 9 on the other side. So shave number 20. Let's see how she goes. Two days growth. And this is the Gem Micromatic Clog Proof. And as you can see, it just whips the lather off, and you can see the lather is a good thick creamy consistency. It feels much better now than my last use with the Morrison Fondren. Now on my neck, I know I've said it before, but this whole section of my neck here, hair grows left, right, up and down, it just grows everywhere. So when I'm pulling down, straight down, it's pretty much catching across the grain, against the grain, with the grain on all parts. Well, incredibly enough. That blade did not tug at all on my lip, which for me is generally my telltale sign that the razor blade's on its way out. But on this occasion, there's nothing. It's just an amazing blade. The slickness is good, as it always is. Right, let's just see how we go with the second application of lana. Feels so soft, this brush, but it's got such great backbone. But what a difference a piece of advice, or lots of advice, and a little change in technique gets. That to me is still a lovely, good consistency of lather. It's very easy to create and keep going. Yeah, quite impressed. That's pretty good, in my opinion, from a natural hairbrush. Is it still as good as synthetic? I don't think it is, no. Not at this stage anyway. But that's still an excellent lather. Right, across the grain. If you hear any thumping, like heavy footsteps, that sounds like I've got the Incredible Hulk in my house. That's my 12-year-old daughter, who is as fit as a fiddle, has hardly got a picking on her, she's just pure muscle, but walks around like the Hulk. I've just watched Spence shaves today using the Alpha Ecliptic, which was kindly sold to him from Ken Lee. I'm still waiting on my cut of the payment for setting up the purchase. But he got on really well with it, which is great, because I know Ken was never really in love with that razor. Never really, you could tell it never really kicked in with him. Oh, what a second bath. Okay, the moment of truth. Natural hairbrush, third lather, let's see how it does. Just going to slightly dip the tips. Oh, someone's not happy next door. Now that's pretty much a similar sort of consistency to what I get out of a synthetic on a third lather. So as you can see, it's pretty good. I have to say I did actually quite enjoy trying to create that lather there, because it's a lot more involved using a badger brush, I have to say. And people say that synthetics are for the lazy shaver, and I have to be inclined to sort of agree. But there's lazy and there's smart, so for me it's also a smart choice, because it takes a lot less time. Creates, in my opinion, a better lather. This isn't a better lather than what I get from a synthetic. It's probably as good as, if I'm totally honest. The first two are probably just slightly less. That's good, but that's the best lather I've had from a natural hair brush. And I'm going to use this brush exclusively, probably for 2 or 3 weeks. I know that'll probably get a bit boring, but I will change up the brushes for my head shaves. Today, I'll probably be doing a head shave straight after this. Oh, yes. Now, Wickham soap starts off after the first pass, in my opinion, with really good slickness. It gets better after the second. The residual slickness after the third pass is just off the charts. So it sort of builds up perfect for doing that sort of touch-ups or anything that you want to just hit without any lather. Now, I don't really need to shave anymore, but I'll just do a little bit more around my lips. But I am going to use the brush again. I just want to see if I can get anything useful out of this brush on this pass. Like I say, this pass, the shave is going to be a lot longer, because I am going to just spend time with this brush. If you want to fast forward it or get to the end, you don't want to watch it all, that's fine. Now you can see that just here. It's building again. It's not building massively, but it is building nonetheless. So that for me is pretty impressive. I've got to hold my hands up. This brush in particular for me anyway, that's the fourth. I mean, I don't feel I have to load quite as much as I did, given the amount of lather that I've got out of this brush today. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to God, it takes forever to empty this sink out, tell you what. Right. So I've just rinsed off. I'm not going to shave anymore because that is a super shave. Irritation free. I can tell you right now it's irritation free. I've got no nicks, cuts, weepers, nothing at all. It's just a great shave. It really is. I'm really, really happy with that. I've just found actually if I just stand slightly to the left of the camera, right there, I can look directly in the mirror and it still catches my full face, but I can see my full face as well. It's actually pretty good. I'm going to lather with this again and just see what happens. Now this would be a 5th pass, so you would really need much soap, and as you can see it's still releasing loads of soap. I'm just going to dip the tips. Now obviously this is a 5th lather from one load, so you're not going to get a big voluminous, creamy, thick lather, especially from a natural hair brush, but that is good enough to shave with what's on my face right now easily. So in that regard, it's quite impressive. Very, very impressive. I've got to say, I'm really impressed with this brush at the moment, but what it is, it's still, it's got a very high purchase price. I know this is it's a very difficult to find brush now, one that's been made back before the days of Brad Sears and Leo Sabini combining. Not Leo Sabini, Lee Sabini. Right. Let us now, I haven't used this for a while because as you can see this is a Razorrock alum block. Now you can see this side here, I hope you can see it. It's lovely and shiny, smooth, and it looks solid. You can probably just see it there now, solid. This side, see if I can get it to get any sort of, you can sort of see it there, just on this side, all those sort of holes and stuff. And basically, this little section here was the only part that was solid. The rest of it was all hollow, and just it all crystallised, went really rough. It was really uncomfortable to use on my face, and I just literally just grabbed it and just touched it like that, and it just snapped, and it crumbled. This side that was on this side just crumbled into loads of crystal powder. So I like alum blocks. This little bit's still solid. It's quite hefty. This weighed, just this section here weighed about twice as much as the section that crumbled in my hand. So that's how hollow it was. It was pretty average really. But this is nice and smooth now. So I'm going to give it a go today and see how it feels. So I haven't used alum for a while. I've got 4 passes on my skin. And I'm getting literally no feedback. So that for me is a sign that the lather was good, and that the blade was good. after 20 shaves. Jesus, 20 shaves on a blade. A single edge at that. It's not even like I can use two sides. It's got one side, that's it. Right, so this is the Ken Shaving and BSing alum pebble. You can get these at a Ken Lee store near you. But you can also pick up a wrestling belt. Oh. So yeah, as I was saying, I watched Spence shaves today. Now I'm finding it difficult with Spence's shaves at the moment because they keep running out of sync. I don't know why. And I'm talking miles out, like it's like 3 or 4 seconds out. He talks and then his looks move 3 or 4 seconds later, and it's driving me nuts. And he's the only person that I struggle to watch. He's the only one that happens to. I reckon he set his Samsung phone up on anti-Apple just to wind me up. And I've watched Ken Lee today, and I also watched Man Shave. If you haven't watched Man Shave, he's a really chilled out older gentleman. He's as far as I'm aware, he's a retired army veteran, and it seems a really nice guy. Now, post-shave feel, alum block, right after, and just the soap feels incredibly moisturised. Now, this stuff sucks moisture out of the skin, it really does. And yet, my skin still feels beautiful and moist. Not moist, moisturised. So, I fucking hate that word, moist. Yeah, that feels great. But I'm still going to finish off with something I haven't used. This was brought over from Scotland by my dad. Nivea Cool Kick Post Shave Balm. I haven't used this one before, I can't even get it over here in Australia. What does it smell like? It smells like Nivea stuff. Oh shit, that's far too much, but we'll just see how we go. Now I find a lot of Nivea products greasy. Let's see if this one is. Oh no, it's got alcohol in it as well. I can smell the alcohol. Oh, I think it's got alcohol in it, I can definitely. Now I use Cool Kick deodorant roll-on every now and then. I basically buy whatever's on special on the day. And Nivea, it's one of those products which comes on special over here quite a lot. Oh yeah, I'm getting that, a nice little bit of menthol now. Nothing like the Too Faced menthol kick. That's nice, fluff and cooling. I have got absolutely zero irritation today. 20th use on a single edge blade. Just phenomenal. So the soap, Jesus, 33 minutes already. I'm just going to carry on, I'm enjoying this. Wickham 1912, Scottish header, and it comes in a 4.8 ounce tub. I'm pretty sure it's 4.8 ounces, 140 grams, 20 British pounds. The postage from Wickham is pretty good. If you buy a few things, I think his postage is still a flat rate price. I think it's about 8 quid or 10 quid. Pounds sterling, sorry, not quid, in case you're in America. 8 or 10 pounds sterling to ship anywhere in the world. And his shipping's generally pretty fast, depending when you order. I get it around about 10 to 12 days, 10 to 14 days, depending, obviously, whoever picks the parcel up and how long they actually want to take to deliver it themselves. Now, this little thing has really surprised me, I've got to say. Just let me get some of the water out of some of the soap out. This video's super long already, I think I'm going to make it a little bit longer. Look at that. It is a beautiful brush, I have to say. I can't shoot down the brush for how it looks and how the knot looks and feels. And to be brutally honest, that's my second use on a natural hairbrush for quite a while. And with the tips and tricks that people have been giving me in the help in the comments and through private messenger comments and things like that, I really, really appreciate it, because it's like everything else, you know, you can't really master something if you don't know how to master it in a way. And there's a lot more technique involved, and that's the bottom line of it. Right. Now the bloom on this brush is phenomenal. Now this doesn't do it any justice at the moment. You can see the size of it, it's huge. When this dries, it actually opens up more like a flower. You'll see the photograph at the start of the video. It's phenomenal. There we go. Beautiful brush. 5 lathers out of it. I could have shaved with all of them, no problem. It's got hook tips, the gel together. It's just a beautiful brush. Morrison Fondren Blonde Badger 3-band. Really impressed. Today, it wasn't messy around the handle either. It's normally quite messy around here because I was pushing far too hard. A lot lighter touch. Massive difference. Just shut the window there. The razor was the Gem single edge razor. This is the clog proof. Twist it open. 20th shave on the blade. There's 9 on here. No, there's not. There's 10 on here and there's 9 on the other side, 9 dots. So this will be 20 shaves on one blade, which is just, in my opinion, unheard of. I haven't heard anyone take a single edge blade that far so far. I think, well, I said that, I think someone actually said they've taken it to 25 or something, but for me, that is your best bang for buck blade on the market. If you can get on with these razors, I mean, I've got 5, this is one of 5. If they all last 20 shaves, it's 100 shaves from one blade, from 5 blades. You can't argue with that. 100 pack of these would probably last me my whole lifetime. So I will probably look into getting some. What's left of the razor rock alum block was excellent. There was no burn at all today. That is just an outstanding shave. Really, really enjoyed it. And as you can see by the 37 minutes on this fucking video, that's why. And then finished off with Nivea Cool Kick. So, hope you guys enjoyed that. I know that was really, really long today, but I enjoyed it. And at the end of the day, I would have spent that amount of time having a shave, whether it was on the camera or whether it wasn't. So, fast forward, rewind, skip it all together, you can do what you please. But I really enjoyed that today. And while I'm on the subject, check out the guy. I mean, I've watched Ben Shaves, Ken's Shaving and BSing, and Man Shave today. But there's also a load of other guys out there that are on my linked or on my favourites, my subscription channel. So if you go on my subscriptions, you'll see all the people that I watch, and I do genuinely watch pretty much all of them all the time as best I can. I'm finding a little bit more time the past couple of days, so I've caught up a little bit, and I am enjoying it. I've seen a lot of new products, a lot of new techniques, a lot of new brushes and stuff going around, which is great. And yeah, just really, really happy with that. I really enjoyed that. So 38 minutes, 25 seconds, what more can I say? Thank you very much for tuning in. Stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Cheers.